Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and welcome back to my channel. As promised, I am here today with a live and a real-time shell scripting project that is used by many top companies like Amazon, Netflix, Airbnb, Pinterest, Slack, and a lot of other companies that I did not mention here. But this is a very popular project. If you just search for S3 event triggering, then you'll get an idea of how many companies are using this project. You can also search with any other blogs or medium pages of companies and their success stories using S3 bucket and event triggering. Okay, let's not go into the details of it, but in today's project, we are going to learn theory and practical implementation of this project. We are going to do it 95% using shell scripting and just 5% for Lambda function, like because we are using a Lambda function here, that script is written in Python. But apart from that, all the components that you see here are created using shell script, AWS CLI. We'll try to fetch some information, pass it to the other thing. We'll create IAM policies, lot of things. It's going to be a really interesting project. Before I jump onto the project, I'm going to make a very simple request, very small request, that if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel so that I get a motivation of doing more such real-time projects. Okay, so what is this exactly about? Why all of these top companies are using it? What is the end goal of it? Let me take Netflix as an example and explain you so that you understand it very easily. So every Friday, or usually what happens is whenever there is a new video content on Netflix, it can be web series or it can be a movie, anything. So someone uploads this new content onto Netflix, and how all the users of Netflix, whenever you open Netflix, you get information of what is newly uploaded to Netflix, right? Whenever you open Airbnb, you will notice that a new property in your area will always pop up at the first, right? It says that there is a new property in your location. But how does this thing happen? Whenever someone uploads something new onto their website or onto their portal, how everybody is getting updated. So most of them use S3 buckets for storing because S3 is the cheapest service that is available. And in terms of Netflix, there are some thousands of movies, right? And there are some huge files. So they use S3 for storing this data. And whenever a video file is uploaded to Netflix, what usually happens under the hood is S3 bucket triggers a Lambda function. Why a Lambda function? Why not an EC2 instance? Because Lambda is a serverless compute, right? So not like your EC2 instance, which always stays there. Lambda is a serverless compute that is only triggered, like you only get charged for the time that this Lambda function is triggering. Let's say your Lambda function execution completes in 3 seconds, then you're only charged for 3 seconds, right? So this is a serverless compute, so that's why it's always preferred to use Lambda. And after Lambda, you know this information is sent to SNS. SNS is a simple notification service. So from SNS, it depends on platform to platform. Like, if this is just a blog posting website, like for example, a Medium or something. So what they can do is whenever somebody uploads to S3 bucket, right, using Lambda, they can trigger SNS and they can just send email notification to all the users or to all the subscribers. Whereas if it is Netflix, then again they have to do some queuing using SQS. Then again they have to perform some again a Lambda function and send do some random operations. But for the purpose of demo, I'll keep it very simple. Okay, what I'm going to do is we will upload some content, like we will upload an image onto Netflix because we cannot upload a video. We'll upload an image onto Netflix, sorry, onto S3 bucket, and from there we will trigger a Lambda function automatically. There is no manual steps, and from there we will trigger SNS, which is a simple notification service. From then we will send an email notification. That's the project. Okay. And why we are going to use IAM? Because Lambda function needs to have permission to be invoked by S3 bucket and also to invoke SNS, right? Because Lambda has to do all of these things. There has to be some IAM permissions that we'll have to grant to Lambda. So this entire configuration we will create using S3 bucket, even including this IAM, STS, and everything. So this is the repository here. Just go to my GitHub namespace and search for shell scripting projects, or I'll also put the link in the description, which you can copy and you can access it via your browser. So this repository currently has just one real-time project, but in future I have plans to update with a lot of real-time projects. So this project is called as AWS S3 event triggering. Why is it event triggering? Because the Lambda functions are triggered based on some event. What is the event here? The event is creation of file onto S3 bucket or uploading some content onto S3 bucket. right? So that's why it's called event-based triggering. Lambda function is only created, I mean, Lambda function is only executed when there is an event that is happening on your S3 bucket. So if you go to this folder, you have the shell script here, which is doing all of these things that I've stated. We are going to walk through the code of this shell script, and I'm also going to perform it live in next few minutes. So today we will do something differently. Firstly, I'll execute the demo. And once the demo is successful, you will understand what is happening under the hood. Then I'm going to do the code walkthrough. Just let me know how this works, because I felt this is much easier. Uh, for example, if I just walk through the code and explain you, probably you might not understand what is happening. Instead, I will show you the demo first. I'll show you how components are talking to each other. Then I will do the code walkthrough. Probably that will help you understand much better way. Okay, because many people might not know Lambda function. Many people might not know what SNS is doing, what email service is doing under the hood, how mail is going to come. So don't worry about all of the things. We'll do through the demo. So this is the shell script here. And there is a code for Lambda function as well. I've put the code. It's, I think, hardly some 20 lines of code, because this is not a Python video. So I wanted to do everything through shell scripting. Perfect. So what you need to do first is get a terminal. This can be your personal laptop, or this can be AWS EC2 instance, whatever it is. I am on Mac, which can execute shell scripts very well. So I don't want to create an EC2 instance for this demo. But if you want to do, you can create an EC2 instance. The only prerequisite for this video is you need to have the AWS CLI installed and configured. Let's say you don't know how to install and configure AWS CLI. Watch video number 5, episode number 5 of DevOps Zero to Hero series. I'm going to put the link in the description. But if not, I'll just show you in a couple of minutes. But if you don't understand, please go and watch the video back, because many people already know this. So firstly, you need to verify if your AWS CLI is available on your machine. Just do AWS S3 LS. If it is returning some error, or if you have an S3 bucket and it's not populated here, then in such cases, what you need to do is you have to go back and install the AWS CLI. This is the link here. I'm going to put the link also in the description, from where you can, depending upon your, whether you're on Linux, whether you're on Windows. So if you're on Windows, use this link. If you're on Mac OS, use this link. If you're on Linux, use this link. Once that is done, your AWS CLI is installed. But to configure it, just go to your AWS account. Okay. So in my case, this is my AWS account. Let me take this in a new tab, because I want all of these tabs. So just click here, search for security credentials. And inside the security credentials, basically you will have access to create a AWS secret key, and you will have access to create a AWS secret ID. This is your AWS key ID. And then you will have something called as AWS secret key. Just create here, and then you will get key ID as well as secret key also on the same page. What you need to do is simply enter AWS configure. And this will do rest of the things for you. You don't have to do any manual. You don't have to create .aws folder, create credentials there. Don't do all of those things. Just enter this command called AWS configure, and then it will prompt for AWS key ID, provide that AWS secret key, provide that default region, keep it as is, output format, keep it as is, and then your entire thing is done. This is the only prerequisite for today's video. After that, you can just clone this repository. I have cloned the repository already. In my namespace, shell scripting projects, click on the HTTPS link, clone the repository. You will get files here. Okay, so these are the files. This is something because of my execution, I can delete this. You will not get this zip file. Don't worry about that. That is output of the shell script that we are going to execute. So we have these 3 files in the repository as well. I don't have anything different. Just to show you, if I just do git status, right, there is nothing here. And if I do git log, so I'm using the same repository, right? So this is the same repository. I don't have anything on my machine. Perfect. So what we are going to do is, using the shell script in the live demo, we will create a S3 bucket. We'll create Lambda function. We'll assign the Lambda function with the roles to be invoked by S3 bucket to invoke SNS, and I will send an email notification as well. So for the purpose of demo, I'm using my email address, the channel email address, that is ydevops@gmail.com. You can get it from my YouTube info as well. Okay, so let's start with the script. Firstly, let's close it. ls, there is no new files here. Okay, let me clean up my AWS to just make sure that, okay, I'm not doing anything different from you people. So if you look at my buckets, I have to delete this bucket. That's it. And everything is already deleted. Then we are all on the same page. Even my local machine is on the same page as yours. Okay, we are doing everything from the sketch. So there is no, these are S3 buckets regarding my Kubernetes configuration. So I cannot delete them. But apart from that, there are no other S3 buckets. There are no Lambda functions I can show you as well, right? The Lambda functions is 0. There is no SNS topic. SNS topics are 0. Then IAM, these are the 4 default IAMs even you would have on your machine. Now, all that I need to do is come here and execute the shell script. That's it, nothing more than that. Okay. But before execution, just make sure you update these fields because all of these are my fields, right? You cannot put whydevops@gmail.com because I will get the notifications. Please don't do that. Okay. Put your email address here. Okay. Of course, I'm not going to get because I'll not accept the subscription. But yeah, these are all the things. Modify according to your own configuration. You can keep all of them similar. Do not change any of these things. Just change this one. Update it with your email address. You can also parameterize this shell script by passing command line arguments. Up to you. You can do any changes. Dot slash. Let me execute this. Now, once this is executing, you will notice that I have put set -x. So the script will run in the debug mode and you can see which commands are getting executed. The first command is get caller identity. That is, I want to get the AWS account ID because I am using it in the shell script. And after that, I'm creating a role. Okay, what is this role? This role is this one here, right? I'm creating a IAM role that I'll assign in the future to the Lambda function. Okay, so once you create the role, what you need to do, you also have to create a Lambda function, right? So here I have created the Lambda function. I'll show you the script. So S3 bucket is created here. After that, you know, the script is executing. Sorry. Let the script get complete, then I can explain you clearly. Okay, perfect. The script execution is done. Now I can show you from the top. This is the AWS caller identity that I've called. Okay. After that, here I have created a IAM role using AWS IAM create role command, right? And after that, what I've done is I've extracted some details from the role, which I need, like the role ARN. Okay. Once the role ARN is extracted, I've used JQ to extract. I'll explain you during the shell script. And after that, I've attached some policies to the extracted role. Then I've created a S3 bucket. After that, I'm going to create a Lambda function. So this is the Lambda function code, which is creating. And after that, what I've done is I've created a SNS topic and I have added my email address as a subscription to the SNS topic using this command. Now, once your script is executed, you will get an email asking that somebody has added your email as a subscription. Do you want to confirm or not? If you don't confirm, then in future when you upload content to S3 bucket, you will not get the notifications. So definitely subscribe to it. This is just like if you don't subscribe, then you will not get any new emails from any other things, right? So let's say a Medium blog, or you'll not get notifications if you don't subscribe. So first time you have to subscribe to it. After that, now I am going to show you that the resources are created in my AWS account using the shell script. See here, if I refresh, you'll see a new S3 bucket here. Perfect. If I refresh on the Lambda functions, you'll notice that a new Lambda function is created. Awesome. If I refresh on the SNS, you will notice that a new SNS is created. Again, if I refresh here, you will notice that a new IAM is also created. That is S3 Lambda SNS. Perfect. Everything is created, right? All the details are available here. Whatever the installation here is, the user, we don't create the user. S3 bucket is created, Lambda is created, SNS is created, IAM role is created, and email subscription is also done. Now, let me upload a file. Sorry, 1 second. Perfect. Now, what is inside this IAM role? Like I just told you, if we go to the IAM, this is the IAM, right? If you see here, all that I granted is the Lambda function has permissions to invoke SNS. I gave SNS full access, and this Lambda function has full access to be to access other resources. Like if you want to fine grain this access, you can do that. But because this is just a demo, I did not want to go into the details. Okay. Now, let me create a file onto this S3 bucket and let's see if I get a notification or not. Click on the upload, click on the add file. Now, let me add this image file here just for the reference. You can upload any file on your machine as well. Click on the upload. Now it takes fraction of seconds to upload. The file is uploaded. Now, as soon as this is done, I'm expecting to get an email notification. Let's see if it is not, I mean, if we don't get, let us see what has happened as well. Did I get something here? Okay. I did not get. Let me see if I missed something. This is the, yeah, this is good. If something goes wrong, I can debug live as well. This is my bucket. Okay. So my bucket has permissions to invoke Lambda or not. Let's see. If you go to the properties, perfect. It has permissions to invoke the Lambda function. Awesome. Then if we go to the Lambda function, this is the Lambda function. Let us see if this Lambda function has permissions to invoke SNS topic or not. Okay, I'm granting permissions here. What is the name of the SNS topic? It says the name of the SNS topic as my SNS topic, right? Let us go to the SNS topics, my hyphen SNS hyphen topic, right? The ydevops@gmail.com is also confirmed, right? So the topic has the email subscription in place. Looks like everything is fine. Let me try to refresh one more time. Okay, let's look at the spam folder. What is going wrong here? Okay, the subscription is also confirmed. Just give me a second. Okay, I assume something with the email address that is not sending me the mails. Let's try to verify that. Probably I can add a new email address and see, right? Uh, this one here, protocol as email. I'm assuming the issue is with that, but I'll try. Abhishek.Veeramalla@gmail.com. I've given a different email address, create subscription, for example. And now I should get that updates as well here. Now it should ask me for confirming the subscription. Let me confirm the subscription, right? Confirm subscription. And I will try to re-upload some content onto the S3 bucket. Okay, subscription confirmed. Now let me upload one more thing onto the S3 bucket and see. Probably if something is with that email address, add files. Again, I'll add the same file, upload. Fingers crossed. Now I'm expecting something here. Oh, okay. It took a little time. Okay. So if you see here, it says that the file screenshot was uploaded to the bucket ultimate Abhishek ultimate bucket. So yeah, it took some time, but that's fine. So this is the advantage of demos. Like I showed you practically, even in your case, if it takes a little time, don't worry about it. Perfect. So that's not a problem here. The file is uploaded. So this is the end-to-end demonstration, right? So what we have demonstrated here that I have uploaded something onto the S3 bucket. So exactly the file here that is in the email notification, it says screenshot this one. So this is the name of the file that I've uploaded, was uploaded to the bucket ultimate Abhishek Abhishek ultimate bucket, right? So it said the exactly the same thing which I want. So this is something that I've written in the Lambda function. If you see here, file, what is the name of the file, was uploaded to the bucket, what is the name of the bucket, right? So this is how this end-to-end platform works. Now let me walk you through the code. And okay, before the code, I can show you component to component. I think you have seen while I was debugging as well, but let me show you one more time that this is the S3 bucket, right? If you go to the S3 bucket here, what we will do in the S3 bucket is in the properties, okay, we will provide this S3 permissions to invoke the Lambda function. So this is called as event triggering. Okay, see here, event notifications. So how do you do this? You can do it manually from the UI, but if you want to perform this project in 100 AWS accounts in your company, okay, so you will take, technically you will take like 10-15 days to just set up these projects. But if you are doing through shell scripts, we did it in 2 minutes, right? So that's the advantage of scripting. Now create event notification, and here you provide the Lambda function. What is the destination? S3 Lambda function. This is the Lambda function, right? From this Lambda function, in this Lambda function, I've written a code to invoke the SNS. And from this, what I've done is inside the SNS, I've created my email address as a topic. Okay, where I've done all of these things in the shell script. Now let's go through the shell script and try to understand. Okay, so it was indeed a great demo because there was something that took a lot of time for us to understand. That was because of network latency, guys. In your case, it can be much quicker as well. In my case, it took like all of you have seen. In my case, it took like a minute or 30 seconds. Even if I go to the other mail account, I think I should get a notification there as well because I've subscribed, or it might take more time depending upon your address to address. And in this mail account, I think also the storage is full, so I might not get. Perfect. Now code walkthrough. So first of all, whenever you are writing a shell script, the very first thing that you have to do is always do this set minus x, because you want to debug what is happening, right? Probably in your case, if you don't want for some reason, then you don't have to do it. But always I prefer adding this set minus x, because without this, I don't understand which command is failing. The shell script will not run in debug mode. So I would prefer this. And like I told you, you can also add more details because this is a demo I haven't added, but always put the details of the script. What exactly the script is, what is this script doing, when is this script written, which version of this script, okay, and then who is the author of the script. Put all of these details. Like I usually do like this: author is Abhishek.Veeramalla, what is the version. All of these things is very important because later point of time, nobody will understand who wrote the script, right? And you will be a point of contact, version details, everything is available. Okay, after this set minus x, now what I'm doing is all of these commands are AWS CLI commands. Firstly, I'm fetching the AWS account ID. Then I'm printing the AWS account ID on the terminal using the echo statement. Then these are the variables that you have to change. Like I told you, once the video is available, you will not see this. This email field will be empty because you have to update this email field. Without updating the email field, if you try to run the script, then you will send the email notifications to wrong person. Okay, or you will not even send the email notifications. Then you might not, don't come back and complain that Abhishek, my script is not working. It will not be working because you have not updated the email address. Then I'm creating the IAM role. The IAM role is created with all the permissions. That is permissions to Lambda, permissions to S3 bucket, permissions to SNS. So this is the policy, right? This is the network, this is the IAM policy that I'm trying to attach to the role that I'm creating. After that, I'm trying to print the role that got created. I'm using the JQ command. If you're not aware of JQ, JQ is nothing but a JSON parser. It will parse on the role that you have created. Like AWS will send a very detailed JSON of the role that got created with all the information, but I just want the role ARN. So that's why using JQ, I'm extracting the role ARN. After that, these are bunch of policies. Again, I'm attaching like, for SNS full access. I could have done it here as well, but just to show you, you can do it in two different ways. That's it. There is no difference. If you want to add it here, as part of the same command, you can use update command as well, and you can attach the policies. Then create S3 bucket. This is a very simple, straightforward command called AWS S3 API, but I'm copying the output to a variable. And I'm printing this variable so that whoever is running the script, they will understand the S3 bucket that got created. Then I'm copying a very simple file. This file is available in the GitHub repository. This just to verify that, I'm able to upload files to my S3 bucket, because end of the day, the users will keep on uploading the files, new movies or new content. So as part of the script, I want to verify that my S3 bucket is ready to accept new files as well. You don't have to do this, but just as a verification, I wanted to do it. Now to create a Lambda function, like you can create Lambda function, but for Lambda function, there are multiple files, right? There is a requirements.txt, then there is lambda.py file. So what I've done is inside this shell script, I'm trying to create a zip file. Where is this? Yeah. So here, if you notice, whatever is there in my local, I have created a zip file. And when I'm creating the Lambda function, I'm uploading this zip file. Okay, so Lambda function, that will be extracted automatically. You don't have to worry about it. When you upload a Lambda function with a zip file, extraction is done automatically by AWS. But just you have to provide this default details. What is the role? What is the name of the Lambda handler function? Do not change any of these things. Change only if you are confident. If you change this, make sure the entries are correct. Then you are adding invoke permission to the Lambda function. Then this is allowing my S3 bucket to invoke AWS Lambda function. This is called put bucket notification configuration. If you don't know about AWS CLI commands, again, watch my day 5 of AWS Zero to Hero. It will show you how to learn about AWS commands. But in this case, I know that if I have to, like, this is my AWS S3 bucket. If I have to add these details to my AWS S3 bucket, that is event notification, then this is the command that I have to use. Okay. After that, I've created an SNS topic. I've print the SNS topic, and then I've added the subscription. That's it. Nothing more than that. Right? So this is the shell script, and this is the demonstration. This is the live demo. You can try it by yourself. Only thing, I'm repeating one more time, modify the email address. If not, I'm going to get the notifications. However, yeah, I'll do it right away. If you see here, I'm changing the email address to xyz@gmail.com. If you don't update it, XYZ person will get the subscription email. He will not subscribe if that email address exists, and your script will fail. Commit changes. Have committed the changes. Now, whoever executes this, they have to modify it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you understand the use case. And finally, try it by yourself. Post it on the LinkedIn platforms. Update your resumes, right? You can use this picture as your reference. I don't mind. Okay. So yeah, this is the video for today. If you have any questions, post that in the comment section. If you like the video, click on the like button. If you feel that somebody will benefit out of it, please share this video to your friends and your colleagues. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next video with exciting video. Take care. Bye.